Good morning, students. A very good morning to everybody. Am I audible? सुनाई दे रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let us wait for 2 minutes so that the rest of the students can join and then we'll start the class. Okay. Okay, so let us start the class. Those who have joined. I am not waiting for no more because I don't think nobody will join again. So let us start the class because the time is very limited and we have to do a lot of numericals in the class. So last day we have decided to discuss you about that discrete time signal classifications. And in the discrete time signal classifications, we have discussed symmetric, antisymmetric, periodic, aperiodic, and non-periodic signals. Now we will today discuss about the energy and power signals. And we have also done the numericals on energy and power signals, and we have we have done a numericals on energy and power signals. We have done XL is equal to 1 by 4 whole to the power n UN, and we have proved the energy and power of the signal, and we have shown that the signal is a energy signal and it is no power signal. So what is the condition of an energy signal? For energy signal, if energy is in between 0 and infinity, then power will be 0. And for the power signal, if the power lies between 0 to infinity, the energy will be infinite. For a power signal, energy will be infinity, and for an energy signal, power will be 0. So that thing must be kept in mind. Okay. So I have shown you that the signal x of n equals 1 by 4 whole to the power n un. This signal was an energy signal because it has energy of 1.067 joules, and the power is 0. That because for a particular energy signal, the power will be 0. So let us go for the next part of the next problem. And the problem was xn is equal to a unit step function. So we have to see whether a unit step function is a power signal or energy signal. We have given the example of the energy and power signal, and in that we have discussed already that periodic signals are all power signals. And you know, unit step signal is a very good example of a periodic signal. So you will see that energy signal will unit step signal will be a power signal. So let us do the mathematical solution, and then we can prove the theorem that power signals are periodic signals, or periodic signals are power signals. Okay, so let us do it. I will share the whiteboard. If you are seeing the whiteboard, please tell me yes. So let us start with our today's proceedings. The first numerical of energy and power signal. Let us do the energy and power signal concept. So what is our today's is 30th, 30/11/2021. So question was determine whether UN xn equals to UN is energy or power signal. So the solution of this problem. So what do you know? Summation of E equals to summation of n equals to minus infinity to plus infinity mod of x of n whole square. So that can be written as summation of, the limit will be changed, equals to 0 to plus infinity u of n So un will be there. So un whole square. So that is equals to n equals to 0 plus infinity un. So if I break it, what will be 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1? Like this it will be infinity. So what is the value of this? This is the value is infinity. So energy is infinity. Now what will be the power? Power equals to limit n tends to infinity 1 by 2n plus 1. 1 by 2n plus 1 summation of n equals to minus n 2 plus n xn square. That is equals to limit n tends to infinity 1 by 2n plus 1 summation of limit n tends to infinity 1 by 2n plus 1 into summation of n equals to 0 to capital N un. Okay. So that is equals to limit n tends to infinity 1 by 2n plus 1 into bracket 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 up to 1. So n times n plus 1 terms. Okay. So that is equals to limit n tends to infinity 1 by 2n plus 1 just a minute 1 by 2n plus 1 into n plus 1 that is equal to limit n tends to infinity n into 1 plus 1 by n by n into 2 plus 1 by n that is equals to 1 plus 1 by infinity by 2 plus 1 by infinity that is equals to 1 plus 0 by 2 plus 0. That is equals to half watt. So this is the answer of the unit step signal, determine whether the unit step signal is energy or power signal. And like this, we have to. Sorry, due to the network connection poor, the link was being disturbed. So hope you understand the problem, the numerical problem that we discussed about the unit step signals. Everybody has understand it?
सर लास्ट लाइन सर मिस हो गया
लास्ट लाइन मतलब मैं क्या कर रहा था, मैं वहां पर पहले पावर सिग्नल का,
कंडीशन
हाँ पावर सिग्नल का दिखा रहा हूँ. P equals
yes
to limit n tends to infinity (30, 11 to 21). So n tends to infinity 1 by 2n plus 1 into summation of n equals to minus n to plus n in bracket x of n whole square. That becomes the limit n tends to infinity 1 by 2n plus 1 into summation of n equals to 0 to infinity, sorry, not infinity, 0 to n un. So that gives us limit n tends to infinity 1 by 2n plus 1 in bracket 1 plus 1 plus, sorry, this is 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus dot 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 plus 1. Oh, sorry. In bracket. So how many terms are there? N plus 1 terms are there. So how many terms are there? N plus 1 terms are there. So we can write that is equals to limit n tends to infinity 1 by 2n plus 1 into n plus 1. That equals to limit n tends to infinity n into 1 plus 1 by n by n into 2 plus 1 by n. Now that becomes 1 plus 1 by infinity and 2 plus 1 by infinity. That is equals to 1 plus 0 by 2 plus 0. So that is equals to half volts. Okay, so this is the answer. And previously we have calculated that energy is infinite. So if energy is infinite and power is finite, that means this is a power signal. So UN is a periodic signal and it is power signal. Understand?
yes sir
Okay. Let us go to the next. Next is very important. That is causal, non-causal, and anti-causal signals. Next point is causal, non-causal, and anti-causal signals. Causal, non-causal, and anti-causal signals. Anti-causal. CAUSL. signals. So this is another particular point that we are going to discuss about is causal, non-causal and anti-causal signals. So what are these? A discrete time signal is said to be causal if it is defined for n greater than equals to 0. Therefore, if xn is causal, then xn equals to 0 for n is lesser than 0. So what I told, please mind it very carefully. A DT signal is said to be causal if it is defined for if it is defined for n greater than equals to 0, therefore if xn is causal, sorry, not causal, causal, then xn equals to 0 for n is lesser than 0. So that is the condition. That is the condition. Now a discrete time signal is said to be non-causal if it is defined for either n lesser than equals to 0 or both n lesser than equals to 0 and n greater than 0. Therefore, xn is non-causal. Then xn is not equals to 0 for n less than 0. A non-causal signal can be converted to a causal signal by multiplying the non-causal signal by a unit step signal. When a non-causal discrete time signal is defined only for n lesser than equals to 0, it is called anti-causal signal. So understand causal, non-causal and anti-causal. Causal are n greater than equals to 0 all signals. So at that time causal xn equals to 0 for n is lesser than 0. For anti-causal, what happens? For anti-causal signal, those non-causal discrete time signal is defined only for n is lesser than equals to 0. That type of non-causal signals are called anti-causal signals. And the last is the non-causal signal. So non-causal signal are two-sided sequence. That means for n lesser than equals to 0, it will hold, and either it will hold for n lesser than equals to 0 or n greater than 0. Do consideration for a non-causal. That means all anti-causal signals are non-causal signals, but not all anti-causal signals are all non-causal signals all anti-causal signals can be non-causal signals, but all non-causal signals cannot be anti-causal signals. The theorem here tells that because anti-causal signals is only defined for the period or for only n less than equals to 0. But non-causal signals can be used for both, either for non-credit as well. Okay. Clear about that? आप लोग क्लियर है? हेलो, कैन यू हियर मी?
Yes, sir.
So causal, non-causal and anti-causal are clear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what I told, non-causal for a discrete time signal is said to be non-causal if it is defined for either in equals to 0 or for both n lesser than equals to 0 and n greater than 0. Okay. And a DT signal is said to be anti-causal only for n. Okay, so that is the summarize of causal, non-causal and anti-causal signals. So let us do an exercise. A small exercise let us do. Let us take some signals. Xn equals to,
Sir, for anti-causal, sir. Hello.
have on
Sir, anti-causal में sir less than equal to 0 होगा, सिर्फ less than 0 होगा sir.
less than equal to 0.
तो sir causal में भी तो sir equal to होता है sir. तो 0 पे sir causal होगा या anti-causal होगा?
कॉजल सिग्नल सिर्फ होगा वही, एंटी कॉजल सिग्नल वही होगा जब n इज लेसर देन इक्वल्स टू 0 होगा. और
Sir causal
हाँ बोलो.
सर इक्वल वैल्यू सर जब n इज इक्वल्स टू 0 होगा तो सर उस टाइम पे सर क्या सिग्नल क्या सर एंटी कॉजल होगा या कॉजल होगा?
n इक्वल्स टू वैल्यू पे एंटी कॉजल और कॉजल होगा, ये कोई डिटर्मिनेशन पॉइंट नहीं है. पॉइंट है अगर तुम कॉजल और नॉन कॉजल का पॉइंट है, अगर तुम पास्ट इनपुट के ऊपर डिपेंड करोगे, पास्ट इनपुट और पास्ट आउटपुट के ऊपर डिपेंड करोगे, तब तुम्हारा सिग्नल कॉजल हो जाएगा. That means we are going to the negative side of the signal. There are two sides of the signal. Actually, what I tell, there are two sides signal. One is the right hand side. This is called the right hand side. This is the left hand side. And the position from where the right hand and the left hand started is the 0th position. So 0 is non-polar or non-side, you can tell. From 0, we can tell this is the right hand side. From 0, we can tell this is the left hand side. So it can be lesser than equal to 0 or it can be greater than equals to 0. If it is greater than equals to 0, then that signal will be causal. So causal is a right-handed sequence signal, always. Same for anticausal, anticausal will be a left-handed sequence only. And also it is told that anticausal signals are only existence for n lesser than equals to 0. But non-causal signal can exist for both n lesser than equals to 0 and n greater than 0. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is the exercise we are doing? We are taking some few signals and we are telling state whether the following signals are causal or not causal. So it is the exercise. It is not a problem, but we are telling about the exercise. So it is 1, this is -1, this is 2, this is -2, this is 3, and this is -3. And I have given an arrow here. So can you tell me whether the signal is causal or non-causal? Yes, anybody?
Sir, causal, sir.
Yes,
Causal, sir.
the signal is a causal one. Okay. Next, xn equals to 1 -1, 2 -2, 3 -3. So this is a
Anti-causal, sir.
yes, it is an anti-causal signal. And this sequence anybody?
Causal, sir.
Non-causal. Non-causal. Because this is the 0th position. So it is less than 0
Okay.
also equals, and this is greater than 0 also occurs. So it is a non-causal. This can be also told as non-causal. But specifically, we can write this is as anti-causal. Because I told non-causal signal can be defined either n lesser than equals to 0, that is here, or both n lesser than equals to 0 and n greater than equal to 0. That is this. That means all anti-causal signal are non-causal signal, but not every non-causal signals are anti-causal. Okay. So this class will be ending soon. And after this, again, please connect the class with the assembly because it is a 2-period class. And before that, any problem up to this, what thing we have studied up to this, because that is the end of classifications of signals. Classifications of the signals has been end here. So if you have classifications of discrete time signals, sorry. So if you have any problem on this classifications of discrete time signals, then you can tell me, because just at 3 or 4 minutes left in this class. So we can discuss about the confusing or any other feedback you have to tell, because that is the end of the classification of discrete time signals. Now we can go to the next part, that is the mathematical operations on discrete time signals. And after that, we will go for the systems, because signals is empty. Now we will for systems. And after discussing the system, the first module will be complete by using the convolution theorem. So anybody, any problem with this section? Classification of signals?
No, sir.
Okay. Because what we have studied here, we have studied here deterministic, indeterministic signal. We have studied here periodic, aperiodic signal. We have studied symmetrical, asymmetrical signal, or even an odd signal, that is named as. Then we saw energy power signal. And now we are talking about causal, anti-causal and non-causal signals. So these are all the signals we have taught or we have done numericals on this. So if anybody has any problem with this type of classification of signals and the numericals, you can ask, or else we will go to the next chapter, that is mathematical operations on discrete time signals.
सर बॉन्डेड अनबॉन्डेड भी पढ़ाएंगे सर?
Bibo stability is actually for the system, not for the signal. Bibo stability
नहीं
is
सर, यस सर.
Bibo stability is for the system, not for the signal, because there must be a relation between the input and output signal. Then we can tell the Bibo stability. So we are talking about signals now, not systems. So for a particular signal, we cannot tell it is Bibo stable or not stable. A system can be Bibo stable because whenever we get the response out of the input signals, if I give the input signal to a system and then we are getting the excitation or the output, that time we can tell whether the system is stable or unstable. At that time we can tell the system is bounded input, bounded output. As the name Bibo, bounded input, bounded output, will specify that time. Okay. So I think
Yes,
nobody.
sir.
So I think nobody has some problem. So please join the same link within 5 minutes after ending this class. And we will study the mathematical operation on discrete time signal. It's very important. There are different types of mathematical operation on discrete time signals, and the questions come from there, like the scaling, the folding, the shifting, the addition, and the multiplication. In the scaling, there are two types of scaling. One is called the amplitude scaling, another is called the time scaling. Then the folding operation, which is very much important operation for discrete time signal, and then the shifting operation and the addition and multiplication are easy operation. But what is the most important? The most important was the amplitude scaling or the time scaling. In the amplitude scaling, we will talk about what amplitude, amplification, and we will talk about other things also. So less than a minute left. So if the link is disconnected, I request you, please join using the same link after 5 minutes. So thank you all.